everyone! Hello, and welcome back to Menace and the Monk. आज तो बहुत ही बड़ा दिन है. It's a humongous day because Asim joins us, of course, from Born and Red. We'll get to him in a bit, but the last time we signed a midfielder, starting 11 wala midfielder, Carlo Ancelotti was managing Everton. That's how long back we are going. It is the Big Mac day. Alexis McAllister is a Liverpool player. Asim bhai, thank you so much for joining our stream. How are you doing?
Assalamu alaikum. I think I wrote this down. Namaste, Kemcho. And there's one missing. There's one missing. Which one is missing?
There's a lot missing, but I think
I remember
How are?
two. I remember
There's
two.
one. There's one more, right? How are we? Like Jordan said.
That's quite good. We've done the player ratings recently, Manas Bhai, and I'd give that Probably Avi would or Gene would give it a 2. I'd give it about a 7, so it's not bad. But
I'll take it. I'll take it. But today's the day. Today's the day to give it a 10. Okay.
Oh, I like that. But guys, thank you very much for having me. This was honestly probably 2-3 months or even more ish.
in waiting. Yeah, definitely.
For one reason or another, you guys have been busy. We have been busy, but I've had a look at your subscribers recently, and it's time for me to nab a few subscribers from you guys. So that's why I'm here, really.
Listen, we don't blame you. So, okay, to the 200 odd watching right now, 2 minutes in, Born and Red, Desi Liverpool based content channel, Liverpool through and through. These guys go to every game at Anfield. So the link is in the title. Please do subscribe to them if you haven't done yet. Please do subscribe to them throughout the course of the stream. We will mention it a few times. But भाई ने बेशरम होके बोल ही दिया है, which is nothing wrong in it.
No,
Please,
I was only
नहीं,
joking.
just chill. Please do subscribe.
there's
We were gonna
nothing
say it.
there's nothing wrong in it, by the way, Asim. मतलब
Yeah.
just for people who are watching us, भाई लोग मतलब यार बहुत तोड़ू कंटेंट है यार. तो जाके बॉर्न एंड रेड को सब्सक्राइब करो. सबसे पहले तो देखो हैंडल डला हुआ है आपके टाइटल में. That's where the handle is, and the link is also available in the description. तो आपको कैसे भी करना हो, चाहे आप इससे करो, इंस्टाग्राम पे these guys are there, so वहां पे भी फॉलो करो यार. Get them to 5K today यार, if possible. कर दो, मजा आ जाए.
बहुत शुक्रिया boys. Honestly,
5K is a huge shout, Nidhi.
हाँ, it's a lofty target. It's a lofty target, but I'm hoping कि इसके बाद भी लोग देखेंगे तो हो जाए.
Yeah.
खुशी का दिन है. So it's
खुशी का दिन
है. आज तो बड़ा सोचने का दिन है ना भाई.
जी.
सही बात है. Boys, so McAllister is ours and ours for the next 5 years. Asim bhai, what's your take? How happy are you? I've been seeing your streams. You were very confident it will happen. I know that you were very confident, but now that it has happened, what's your take? You can speak in your broken Punjabi like you promised.
मैं बुहुशा. Is that all right? It's a broken Punjabi. It might break into Urdu at times, and my English is broken as well. I'll be honest with you. So whatever it is, I hope your viewers and yourselves understand me. But honestly, Manas Bhai and Nidhi, I'm absolutely over the moon. It might not be obviously earlier in the winter we were sort of quoting this player. I see that 60, 70, even 75 million, just get the player in. He's that important, a World Cup winner. But now, we got him for a fiver. Punch born like Labidia player. And we got some change back as well. So
yeah.
Look, joking aside, I know it's a bit of tongue in cheek, but 35 million or whatever it is, I know both teams said it's undisclosed fee, but all the main journalists are saying Liverpool got a bargain. And it has a lot of ramifications for the bargain price because it means Liverpool can go get an extra player, whether it's in midfield or defense. But the main thing is we can get and we can work smart. But today is all about celebrating McAllister. He's through the doors. And I've been practicing that chant. La 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 la. Yes.
I have a question for both of you boys. मतलब आज दोपहर से from today afternoon IST of course कितनी बार वो चैंट सुना है? Like how many times have you heard that chant? Because I've been listening to it non-stop. It's stuck. Like I think it's burned into my brain now.
Like for me, see, I like the chant. Don't get me wrong, but it's AI generated. So
Yeah.
मेरे को थोड़ा थोड़ा अजीब लग रहा है. I have full भरोसा. People like Asim and the people who go to the COP day in day out, week in week out, they can produce. They can even top that. But you know, speaking of that, Nidhi, जो तू ऐसे बोल रहा है, when the Jürgen chant had come out, right? Jürgen said to me, I couldn't stop singing that
Listen,
chant
yeah.
for a week. Like it was in my head. The same thing hasn't happened so far with this chant.
Yeah.
Maybe when we hear fans sing it, it will change.
I'll
But
say,
it's a amazing chant. Yeah, I think AI
I'll
is going
say,
to replace us all, bro.
I'll say one thing, भाई देखो एक चीज तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि भाई AI अभी थोड़ा रेजिस्टेंस है, but resistance is futile when it comes to AI, भाई. अभी it's not related to Liverpool, but AI is here to take over. होने
Yeah.
वाला है.
Well, I think Manas Bhai is. I think I'm with Manas Bhai. I absolutely love the chant. It's very, sort of catchy.
They, yeah.
But I saw one with Luis Diaz. Like I saw that, guys. You're begging it now. You're begging it. So look, relax, because you can't sort of overdo it as well because it's
Yeah.
AI generated.
I
But
was surprised. I was surprised that the club used that. Like as a teaser when they post, जब वो फोटो पोस्ट किया था ना, एक शर्ट विथ एक चेयर थी, उसके ऊपर शर्ट रखा हुआ था, उसमें they played this tune na 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 na. So it's a cracking chant, man. AI or whoever, you've got to agree, it's damn good.
Yeah, and boys, he's been given the number 10 jersey. Who was the
Mane
last
is-
one? Who was
Mane.
it? Sadio Mane.
Mane.
Sadio Mane. What do you make of that, boys? Of course, like he was gonna be given a big number because 7, 8, 9, 10 were available. I
Yeah.
don't remember the last time, at least in our club's history, 7, 8, 9, 10 were available going into the summer, which hopefully means, boys, we make 4 signings. Okay. Rather than giving it to others, I don't think we were gonna make that level के sub signings. But what did you make of it, Asim? कि उसको number 10 दे दिया?
I was thinking about this when I saw his interview, Manas Bhai, and I thought, okay, look, this is a big jersey for Liverpool. Liverpool
Yeah.
number 7's big, number 9's big. Mohamed Salah has got the number 11 now. It's going to be even bigger after he, sort of passes it on. But I was thinking about it and I came to the conclusion that he said, I didn't want the number 8 shirt because of the
Yes.
history with Steven Gerrard. Then you normally think, okay, you know what? Is that a player there that wants to take that responsibility on his shoulders? And for a little second, I doubted it. But then I thought, no, this guy has so arguably taken a bigger shirt. Why? Because he's from Argentina. The number 10 is an iconic shirt for Argentina. Who wore that number 10 shirt? Diego Armando Maradona. And if there is a player that carries so much weight on the shirt, then it's one man. It's, Diego Armando Maradona, the history. And I thought, you know what? That is why he probably wears the number 10 shirt is probably a bit more special to Argentinians because of, the history. And I liked it. So he kept that history. He kept that connection with him. He said it. He mentioned in his interview that he wore it with the sort of younger days in his academy. Then he came to Brighton and now he's carrying it. So I like that. And I absolutely love that connection that he has. And long may it continue. Look who's here. Look who's here. Isn't he Buddy Boo Daddy here? He's sat in Turkey. He goes, yeah, my buddy. I go, just come on the show. So if he can watch it, he can join it as well.
enjoy the lunch, सजाद भाई. But यार बात ये है ना कि अगर आप जर्सी नंबर्स देखो ना, फुटबॉल प्लेयर्स आर आल्सो थोड़ा सुपरस्टिशियस. तो जैसे ब्राइटन में यूज्ड टू वेयर नंबर 10, तो दे डोंट वांट टू ब्रेक द पैटर्न. वो भी एक चीज होती है. तो वो एक चीज है. प्रणव, थैंक यू फॉर द कंट्रीब्यूशन ब्रदर. माय मैक डिलीवरी इज हियर. इट्स रॉक एंड रोल. हाँ भाई, नथिंग unhealthy about this Mac. Yeah, that's what I would say. But thanks for the contribution, Pranav. And Asim bhai, I wanted to ask one question. Now, his role at Liverpool, do you think he's going to have a Gini Wijnaldum kind of a role? Because Gini Wijnaldum at Newcastle, at Netherlands also, he had a role which was slightly different from what he played at Liverpool.
Hmm.
Or do you think he's going to be more of in the Gundogan profile?
Nidhi bhai, I think it depends on what system asan jira implement karsan. Because if we go back to the 4-3-3 conventional style, what we saw in the early parts, then I think he's going to take a more of a Thiago type of role where he picks up the ball from the left side, centre back. He's a more parallel between, because when we had that ball with the standard 4-3-3, whether it was Gini was a bit more sort of mobile than Thiago. When Thiago came in, it was a double pivot effectively with Fabinho. So in that conventional role, I think he will play that role, keep things ticking over. He's very, very good. I've been listening to a few Brighton fans who see him week in, week out, and they all cheese that is very common. That what they say is he does all the basic things very, very well. The first phase of the build-up, which is very undervalued in today's football. Something that you see from Bernardo Silva in the first phase. Obviously, these players are so special. They can be in the first phase, the second phase, and the third phase by driving into the box. But in this system, which my one thing is you have to caveat with everything is we're gonna bring players like obviously maybe hopefully Kone, Tehran, McAllister. The common theme between all these players is they can play in different roles, different positions, and with the likes of maybe Henderson and the likes of Harvey Elliott, we probably can't do that with them. So in this system, I think he will play the Gundogan role in this system where he will start as an 8 and then go onto the 10 positions. Whether it's the left side or the 10 right side, it may depend who we bring in also. And if it's Tehran, then I think they are so versatile, either can play on the right or the left, because McAllister generally plays on the left-hand side and Tehran. But I think Tehran's probably got a bit more versatility, a bit more legs than him. But it's so interesting to see, and it's very, very. I'm very enthusiastic about it as well. Why? Because we're not going to be predictable, Nidhi, and that is key. Liverpool, when they lost their game plan A, they became very predictable, and that's when we sort of lost our confidence. We started, looking at a sort of a shadow of the side that we're used to seeing. But with these sort of players, is versatility, adaptable, and this is when we're going to become another dimension to this team.
I get the feeling, guys, like we might no, we certainly are going to sign more players, but we might sign a player जो इससे ज़्यादा expensive है fees wise, because we've got a bargain. Everyone's mentioning that, but मेरे हिसाब से ये हमारी signing of the summer होगी, because I think McAllister के around हम लोग team बनाएंगे. जैसे Asi mentioned about Thuram, they we have, I mean, I don't watch the French league week in week out. मैंने जितना भी देखा है उसका videos, he looks very strong. He looks like someone who can carry the ball. He looks like someone, but he's still from the naked eye, uneducated eye, मेरे को ऐसे देख के लग रहा है वो finished product नहीं है Thuram या कोने भी. And I think they will develop into better players. But I think right from the word go, McAllister के around हम लोग हमारी midfield अभी बनाएंगे. मेरे को clearly लग रहा है McAllister is going to be the first person on the team sheet in our midfield every game. I can't predict that about Thuram if we sign him, or Kone या Gravenberch.
100%. तो थूराम, कोने, ग्रेवेनबर्च, लाविया, जो भी नाम लिंक्ड है, अगर हम साइन करते भी हैं, क्लॉप ये हमने पहले भी बोला यार, क्लॉप लाइक्स टू टेक हिज टाइम विद न्यू साइनिंग्स. वो हमने फेबिनियो के साथ देखा, वो हमने रोबो के साथ देखा, वो हमने मतलब सलाह और लुइस डियाज को छोड़ के हमने सबके साथ वो चीज देखी है. तो वो तो पक्की बात है कि यार वो थोड़ा टाइम लेगा, वो तो पक्का है. Abhinav, wishing you a very happy birthday, brother. Hope you enjoy your day, and what a gift you've got on your birthday.
Is it your
Happy
birthday?
birthday.
Is it your birthday?
Yeah, it's his birthday.
Oh,
No, it's his birthday. It's
It's
Abhinav's birthday. Abhinav's birthday.
Happy birthday. Okay.
हैप्पी बर्थडे ब्रो. नहीं
Uh,
मेरा बर्थडे नहीं, अभिनव का बर्थडे.
guys,
What
350.
what do you guys think in terms of what role that he's going to come and play? I know you're saying he's going to play sort of week in, week out, but where do you think he's going to play?
I think, look, I think for the starting of the season ना असीम भाई, मैं एक चीज बोल रहा हूँ, एंड मैंने ये चीज बहुत ज्यादा बार बोली है, बहुत ज्यादा बार मैंने इस चीज के बारे में बात की है कि हेंडरसन, एज मच एज आई लव हेंडरसन, अभी हमको ना हेंडरसन से मूव ऑन करने का टाइम आ चुका है, राइट? बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जब अगला सीजन स्टार्ट होगा ना, तो उसमें कुछ मैचेस में वी विल स्टिल सी हेंडरसन, राइट? थियागो की रिकवरी कैसी होती है उस पर बहुत सारी चीजें डिपेंड करती हैं. मुझे ऐसा लगता है जब सीजन स्टार्ट होगा ना, ही इज गोना प्ले ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड विथ हेंडरसन ऑन द राइट एंड फबिन्हो एज द डीएम इफ वी कंटिन्यू टू प्ले 3 इन द मिडफील्ड. ये मुझे ऐसा लगता है, दिस इज हाउ ही इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट. अब फबिन्हो होपफुली हम उसको फेज आउट करने का प्लान कर रहे हैं, because then we need somebody else in that position who's more, energetic to provide some support to Trent and all that. But start में I think Henderson and McAllister.
Wow, that's
I think so. I think so.
interesting take. Manas bhai, you actually think the same? Because I think, with all due respect, Henderson की छुट्टी होगी.
Eventually Asim bhai, but not immediately.
Even if we bring the likes of Thuram, maybe this Viega everybody's talking about.
वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, क्लॉप तो टाइम लेता है. क्लॉप will take some time he'll give them some time to settle in. मैं बोल रहा हूँ season start as it's not like as soon as the season starts, like for the first 5-10 games we might see Henderson.
Interesting.
I really don't know, because देखो काफी लोगों ने, people have mentioned about the fact Klopp is too loyal, but if he does sign 3 midfielders, he is squandering or squashing that claim as well, because he is telling his core, okay guys, pull up your socks or it's bye bye. Whether you're Hendo, whether you're Thiago, whether you're Fabinho. If he signs Kone, if he signs Thuram, and we've signed McAllister, so technically we've got a new 3 in midfield, right? We have, but I don't think right from the word go, bro, that he will have 3 new midfielders in the first game of the season. I don't see that happening. I really don't see that happening. Look at Fabinho. He took time to integrate Fabinho. Look at Robbo. He took time. Konate, I think this season we've seen Konate start more games over Matip or Gomez. I think sure injuries thi Asim bhai, but I think he will take time. Regarding that question about Genie Gundogan, for some reason I get the feeling McAllister will be used in a different way than what we've seen at Brighton. मेरे को ऐसे लग रहा है थोड़ा डिफेंसिवली ज्यादा इन्वॉल्व होगा वो.
Okay, defensively.
I'm not saying he's going to be the DM, no, but like you mentioned about Thiago, right? Just trying to make it happen, boom, ball carrying, and then let the play go on rather than being the man in the box or scoring those number of goals. For some reason I get that, because whatever success we've had under Jurgen Klopp, just look at our midfield: Fabinho, Milner, Henderson, Lallana. That was our core of midfield, like industrious players making, like doing the hard yard so that your fullbacks can ram forward. I get the feeling we're going back to that. And in the words of Trent Alexander-Arnold, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all if it means we start playing that way again. It's a very interesting one.
I think a lot of it also depends on कि Trent का क्या role होने वाला है next season, right? कि if you are going to see him वही inverted fullback role में, क्योंकि इन्वर्टेड फुलबैक रोल में अगर हम उसको यूज करेंगे, एक चीज मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ, सीजन के एंड में ना हमने थुराम को यूज किया है एज सॉर्ट ऑफ द गाय हु कवर्स फॉर ट्रेंट. साइन मिलनर फ्रॉम ब्राइटन. हाँ बिल्कुल. राइट. सो हमने कोनाटे को यूज किया है एज द गाय दैट कवर्स that right position when for Trent. But Konate is a big guy. हम उसको अगर लॉन्ग टर्म उस रोल में यूज करेंगे ना जहां पे उसको बहुत भागना पड़ेगा, उसको इंजरीज होगी.
Yeah.
और कोनाटे इज ऑलरेडी इंजरी प्रो. तो this is why I also get कि हम why we are in the market for someone like a Benjamin Pavard who can play center back and he can play on the right. So I think मैकलिस्टर का क्या रोल होगा ना, वो a lot depends on कि ट्रेंट को हम कैसे यूज करने वाले हैं नेक्स्ट सीजन. उस पे भी बहुत सारी बातें डिपेंड करती हैं, क्योंकि कोनाटे आई डोंट वांट, क्योंकि कोनाटे आई थिंक basically he is the long term successor for Van Dijk.
Yes.
Right, because Van Dijk is also 32 or something, right? He's also getting older. So we have to plan for these guys. इनके बाद क्या? So yeah, I think that is what it is.
In the midst of all of this, I would fucking love if Joe Gomez has a revival in his career. You know what?
I would love that. I would also
You know
love
what?
that, but
You know, like Nidhi and rightly so, Asimba, I don't know where you are when it comes to Joe Gomez. By the way, guys, 400 people watching us. Thank you. Please do subscribe to Born and Red. The link is in the title and it's also in the description. They see Liverpool content straight from the heart. So please do subscribe to them as well. Yeah, coming back to Joe Gomez, in the midst of all of this, he's received a lot of flack, and rightly so, according to many. मैं भी कभी-कभी and I look and I'm like, क्या हो गया suddenly? We are speaking of these signings, na, Nidhi, which I think we need to make a centre back signing for sure.
yeah,
If Joe Gomez suddenly just gets his game, from 2 odd years back,
Yeah.
it would I know it would be like a new signing if it happens.
Yeah, Manas bhai, you 100% right, especially what Nidhi bhai was just saying. Asan ki je, if we needed someone on the right hand side to really cover on the odd day for Ibu, who is injury prone, 100%. Yes, he is the perfect player. But you know what? There's a comment there. He's very talented, but he seems to have a mentality issue.
no,
You know,
he just
mentality. Carry on. Go for it, Nidhi bhai.
Devjit, I see mentality issue is because of the fact that he's. तो आपको मैं बताता हूँ जो गोमेज को इंजरी क्या हुई थी. उसको जो इंजरी हुई है ना, वो फुटबॉलर्स को होती भी नहीं है. मैंने बहुत बार बोला, his heel got stuck in mud and he twisted his knee like this. तो generally skaters will have injuries like this. तो उसके वजह से क्या हुआ है कि he is just not the same player. और performances जब नीचे जाएंगी तो obviously mentally आप you are not at the same place. तो जो गोमेज का इशू मुझे इंजरी लगता है मेंटालिटी से ज्यादा. Sorry, Asim, please continue.
I get that. Any player, but I mean, Ronaldo, Messi, he is going to be affected by injuries, 100%. But sometimes, some players, how many times do you see Jose Mourinho's players, that brilliant Chelsea side, that brilliant Inter Milan side, like the likes of, Lucio, the likes of Drogba, how many times did they have to take injections to go through those big games? And I have to say, look, sometimes I'm not expecting him to put injections in his body every single time, but sometimes have to be a bit better in carrying an injury. Klopp got very frustrated at Daniel Sturridge once, and this is the reason why he needed to get rid, because I think he got frustrated publicly once, where he said, look, I can't really trust him. I don't know exactly the quotation, but I'm paraphrasing. But sometimes I want especially for a defender, I want a bit of a nasty side to him. And sometimes when I go to, matches, and even at half time, or even if a player comes out of the dugout at Anfield, or even at the away game, and even sits on the bench, I sometimes just look at him and get the body language and get a sign of where is this player at the moment. And every single time I concentrate on Gomez, whether it's for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and I see a player who looks a bit lost at the moment, boys, where he doesn't know where he is. Has he got the will? Has he got the fight to come back and get to that level? Manus, you raised a good point that yes, can he, questioned if he can come back to that level. But all that team who was with him, the Robos, the Van Dijks, the Trents, the Hendersons, the Genies, they were all at their peak. It was that peak side for Klopp. So I know Joe Gomez was at his peak in 1920, and he had that brilliant recovery pace, and he really, really complemented Virgil van Dijk's, qualities. But everyone else, complemented each other as well. So we not carried each other, but when the chips were down, everybody else was in. And at the moment, this side, as it's shown, it doesn't have room to carry anyone at the moment. And that's where maybe he's become unstuck.
Yeah, Joe
Boys.
Gomez. I never thought that we would be speaking about Joe Gomez. It's just a thought that popped in my mind because because Nidhi raised the point about Konate, and we are in the market for centre backs. Nidhi, tu kuch bol raha tha?
Boys,
Before I-
yes, 25 million bid comes in for Joe Gomez. Would you sell? I'll answer it first. I'll answer it first. I'll sell.
You'll sell 25
Yes.
million. Manus, why?
That would mean we need to get at least 2 more centre backs, and we take our time to buy, to research and buy. So therefore, no. It's like one of those things. Do you want to sell Thiago now? 1 year remaining on his contract. How much would he get max out of him?
But Thiago
Is
का वो है ना भाई, क्योंकि Thiago
no,
will help settle in a lot of players.
yeah, but does he want that role as well? No, matlab he's not. Matlab that again that you have to also. I am just getting the feeling that if we are planning to sell Matip, Nat Phillips, and Joe Gomez,
Yeah.
it's a massive
Yeah.
overall
then
that
we
we
have
need.
to then we have to retain one of these guys.
Hmm.
Then we have
Simba,
to
according
retain
to
one
you?
of these.
25 million.
I agree with Mansbai. I will only sell him if we keep Matip. If we sell Matip, then it's too much of an operation. We're already going through a massive operation in midfield, and it becomes too drastic. We don't want to become a Chelsea where we bring in 8, 9, 10 players in one window, because I know we want the rebuild. We want to see the club 2.0, but this will be 3.0. Never mind the 2.0. So a bit of patience. He's still got a role to play. He can play the Europa League games for me, get a bit of confidence, get a bit of minutes in his legs, and then reassess. And then hopefully he can start pushing. Because people, and when the chips are down, when the confidence is down, people start, like myself, I've just questioned his mental state, his mentality. But there is nothing better than minutes in those legs. And hopefully, with minutes in his legs, he just needs to play and forget about making mistakes. And maybe there's a bit less pressure now on a Thursday night rather on a Saturday 3 o'clock.
Like the only
Jose
reason,
nice.
Manas, like the only reason why it's not like I dislike Joe Gomez or anything. I think injury के पहले he was, our first choice centre back along with Van Dijk. वो था. मेरे को बस लगता है इंजरी के बाद ना, अब उसको इंजरी इतनी सीरियस हुई है कि मुझे नहीं लगता है कि वो 100% रिकवर कभी करेगा. इट्स मोर ऑफ अ बॉडी थिंग रादर देन अ मेंटल थिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू मी. वो मुझे लगता है. बट हाँ, ये बात सच है कि हम अगर उसको बेच रहे हैं तो देन वी हैव टू प्लान दैट वेरी वेरी वेल. राइट, हमको पहले से कोई डील करके रहना होगा, उसके बाद फिर लाइक कंटिंजेंट टू समथिंग, वैसे वी कैन सेल. But yeah, I get that.
The scary bit is now that we gave him a new deal after his injuries.
Which is weird. That's the
Like
weirdest
he
part.
had 2 big injuries, and after that we gave him a long-term contract. So first of all, we didn't have a medical staff team, whatever, and we gave him a deal. If I was Joe Gomez, मैं तो उसको blame नहीं करूंगा. उसको he'll be like, हाँ भाई मेरा long term short हो रहा है, दे दो, मैं sign कर देता हूँ. Like it's so I am surprised that after those injuries, if I'm sure there must have been experts to say like, listen boys, we really don't know how he will be after this injury, and what do? We give him a 5-year contract. So it is what it is. But Asim bhai, do you think we need to start to learn French now? Because are we going to have like a mini? So okay, do we need to learn Dutch or do we need to learn French? क्या लगता है?
Quantameltu, je m'appelle Asim. Does that sound French? Does that sound French? Is it okay? It's probably worse than my Punjabi. So I think France is the way to go. Send your plane, towards France, because that is the place that I think we're already there. We are talking, and I'll stop there before start sounding like I'm bloody some ITK. I am not an ITK.
Listen,
But I
we want to know whatever you know. Don't say as if you're IT guy. Just whatever you feel, whatever you bindas. This is our channel.
No, honestly, if I had some information, I'd share it with you guys. But I think if you look at today, everybody who does normally get a bit of information is saying that is the next stop, France. I have seen plenty of Argentina flags over the last week, and now it's going to France now. And I think in Kone and Thuram, you have two players. I really hope that we get both, because I don't think it should be a Thuram or Kone. Even though Thuram does have, really good first phase sort of qualities, defensive qualities, he can play that, and we can never ever think we're going to bring a player and he's going to play bas gal khatam. He's not going to play just one position, because we've just seen it with someone like Gakpo. Is the recent example where in about 6 months he has played 2, 3, maybe 4 positions. I think is about bringing a person in, developing them, seeing their best qualities in face on the training pitch, and then integrating them to the team. So I think I hope we get both. If we get Kone, if we get Thuram, then I will get really, really excited. Today, boys, it was just the start. If we bring them 2 French boys in, I'll start getting really, really excited.
मानस तेरे को लगता है दोनों लेंगे हम लोग, कोने एंड थुराम?
यार कंसीडरिंग हमने 35 मिलियन गट फीलिंग मेरे को लग रहा है कि ये सीजन हम करेंगे 4 प्लेयर एटलीस्ट साइन, तो उसमें से 3 मिडफील्डर हो सकता है. एंड ईबू तो है ही, फ्रेंच बात करते हैं, ईबू तो हंसी मजाक करते ही रहता है. इफ ईबू कन्विंसेस विल बी ग्रेट. I have covered Kone play, Nidhi. मेरे को तो Kone, Asim, I personally feel that he's like Verratti. I think Kone is like Verratti. He has those qualities of a Verratti. I personally think हमारी team needs Kone more than Thuram. This is where I am from, because of what I saw last season. But Thuram just excites me as a fan. So I would love both as well. But the fact, Nidhi, जो तूने बोला ना, can we get 3? But the fact that हमने ये 35 million में निपटा लिया ना McAllister को, tells me that okay, now like अगर हम if we sell a Nat Phillips, a Matip, get 10-15 जो भी, like Carvalho के लिए 2-3 million loan deal. So maybe we can push to get something done. Maybe Carvalho is included in one of the deals to get one of the midfielders. You never know. Anything can happen.
Yeah, you never know. You've got Mr. Chip, Mr. Blue Chip. Talking of people who are in the know, you've got our Avi Saab. He goes, Namaste Saab, Thuram ho gaya. Asim sach bata. If you want
बताइए, सच्ची बता
दीजिए.
To be fair to Blue Chip, he's one, just to let you know for your viewers, people don't know him, go follow him on Twitter. He's one of the sort of the best accounts, I say. He will keep you entertained. But when he's serious as well. So at the moment, he's got this clock tower. Have you seen it? And at 1 o'clock, he's got McAllister. At 3 o'clock, he's got Thuram. At 6 o'clock, he's got Kone. So I think his clock, what do you call it? His clock needle, if you like, is at 4 o'clock at the moment. So that's why it's just approaching 4 o'clock. And that's why he's saying Thuram ho gaya. So if we're going to believe his clock tower, judging by that, Thuram ho gaya.
यार ग्रिज, आई डोंट नो whether you know ग्रिज भाई, ग्रिज खान, ग्रिज भाई आए थे, उन्होंने बोला जूड हो गया, एंड उसके बाद दिल तो टूट गया. So जब भी कोई ऐसे बोलता है ना हो गया, मेरे को अभी तो डर लगता है यार मेरे को.
अभी PTSD होता है, कोई बोलता है ना हो गया.
To be fair to our Avi, he's been saying Thuram ho gaya for a week or 2 now. To be fair to him. वो चलो तकने क्या होंदा.
मतलब देखते हैं यार, exactly. Let's see what happens because it's better to be quiet rather than be cocky. So let's see what happens. I तो personally
Exactly.
believe that till yesterday, me and Nidhi, when we were on streams, Asim, we were like, until it's
पहले
official,
होने दो,
we will not.
पहले
We
होने
have seen all photos of McAllister, everything, but then bastards keep tagging me on the Nabil Fakir tweet कि ये भी हुआ था. I'm like, हाँ यार, ये भी हो सकता है. You never know what happens. But exciting times यार. But आपको क्या लगता है कितने players will sign in the summer? Just as a fan, you think?
and how many do you think we actually need? Both.
How many we actually need? Let's say we're talking about Kone, that's one. McAllister's already through the door. Two, Tehran. Three. Then I think we have to get a left-sided centre back. I think Shimakas and Robertson are too similar. Especially if you said we're going to play the normal 4-3-3, then I'd say okay, it's fine. If this 4-3-3 off the ball and 3-2-5 on the ball with our two attacking midfielders in the tens, then I think we need a left-sided centre back who's probably a bit more defensive-minded. If you look at Manchester City, they've gone to an extreme because he's wanting Kevin De Bruyne to sort of play as a second striker with Haaland and give them a bit more freedom. But on the other side, they don't want to be. And Guardiola was obsessed by not getting countered. Over the years, I can remember there was a game they were playing at home to Leicester, and Jamie Vardy just kept on getting in all night, all day. I think they lost that game maybe 4-2 or 4-1 at home. And I think that was the turning point. Obviously, it took him a bit of time. Well, now if you see his defensive line, he plays with four centre backs effectively. He plays with Diaz and Akanji, Ake on the left, and maybe Walker on the right or Stones on the right, who plays as an inverted fullback. So I think we have to get one more defensive-minded. So that's 3, 4. Then it depends on where. I agree with Nidibai, where you want to play Trent. If you keep on wanting him to play this inverted role, then you might need to cover that right back with someone like Pavard or
Yeah.
someone like Timber, Julian Timber. We've been linked with as well. A few links over the last weeks. So something of that type who can play midfield, who can play not midfield on the third centre back and a right back role when we're on the ball with this 3-2-2-3 system. But these links. So 5, I would want 5 to come through if you want a number. Is that realistic? Is that realistic?
Very rarely do we see
5
5
new additions.
incomings. Even though if we let's be honest, boys, we have let go of 4.
4, yeah.
Like it's not like if we say we need 5, we are asking for something outrageous.
And
Because
not that अपना स्क्वाड कुछ उतना बड़ा है कि 4 चले गए तो फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. Like स्क्वाड भी छोटा ही सा है.
Yeah, because out of the 3 play up top, we have 5 attackers at the moment.
Yeah.
In midfield, I really don't know कि next season Thiago का involvement कितना होगा, कितना fit होगा. I really don't know Bajcetic when he comes back from injury, will he be the same player that we saw? Curtis really impressed last part of the season, but Curtis ka injury record is again something which you can't trust.
Correct.
So there are issues. Konate has a niggle in him, which we have established. Van Dijk has come back from a long-term injury, he's played a huge ass season. How will he? So there are reasons for us to sign more players, and this is a great start. This is a great start. Nidhi, do you think not being in the Champions League has really put us in this situation where we might end up spending 150 odd million? अगर कभी कभी क्या होता है, हम इतने used to हैं being in the Champions League कि our owners don't give us the money to spend in the market. The fact that अभी नहीं है, it's a realization, boys, we need to pull our socks up.
Look, I mean, I'd hope so. I'd like to believe that this is the jolt that हमारे ओनर्स को चाहिए था कि अभी जो पैसा आ रहा था आपको चैंपियंस लीग मनी दैट वाज फ्लोइंग इन, वो नहीं आने वाला है. और आपको अगर वो पैसा अपने कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट में चाहिए तो अभी के अभी मेक श्योर दैट वी आर बैक इन द चैंपियंस लीग. हाउ डू यू इंश्योर दैट? गिविंग अस अ गुड टीम. 100 देख, एक जॉर्ज स्मार्टकी जब आया था तो एक उससे क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि हाउ मच इज योर बजट. उसका उसने बहुत ही ज्यादा यू नो एक एक इजोटेरिक सा, मतलब एक अजीब सा आंसर दिया था कि इट्स थिंकिंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ बजट, वी नेवर ट्राई टू थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ बजट एक्सेट्रा, बट जितने प्लेयर्स अपने को चाहिए 150 मिलियन तो अपने को खर्च करना ही पड़ेगा. लाइक ओके, थ्री थ्री मिडफील्डर्स तू बोल रहा है, चल एक 35 में हो गया. मानू कोने चल तू 40 मिलियन में भी, जो कि इट्स एम्बिशियस, राइट. 40 मिलियन में आई डोंट थिंक दे विल सेल मानू कोने टू अस, बट चल 40 भी मान लिया तो 75 तो उधर ही हो गया. 60 अगर थुराम का तू पे करता है, अगर ये तीन टारगेट्स भी हम लेके आ रहे हैं, ठीक है, अगर 60 भी तो थुराम का दे रहे तो 135 तो वहीं पे हो गया. We still have to, go and spend on that defender that we are talking on, and these are just four players. तो I really hope कि 150 मिलियन तो कम से कम दें वो लोग, मतलब उससे कम में तो नहीं होगा.
Yeah, look, I agree. But this summer, how many years have we been seeing this hashtag, the summer, the legacy summer? We're gonna go
Yeah.
really, really go hard in the transfer market. And I think, Manas, by you touched on it. Last time we bought a midfielder was Ancelotti. Ancelotti was the Everton manager, and they probably won a Champions League after that. And the world has changed, and we still haven't bought. Well, we did buy a midfielder, and we gave him around about
Yeah.
30 minutes to play.
Yeah.
So I think I'm 100% right. I think we cannot. I understand if we can't go for the likes of Jude Bellingham, because the operation, the penny has dropped. Finally, the penny has dropped that we need an operation. Big, both bra operations. So at least we have started the surgery. The surgery shuru hoegi. So I'm very happy that we've got a good start. Nobody in the Premier League, I think, has signed the Premier League, and we bought a World Cup winner. So that is a very good start. And I think we forgot to mention this point when we're sort of predicting our lineups. I think it also depends on how early we bring these players through the door. If you tell me we bring the likes of Thuram and Kone early, then I think they've got bigger chances of getting into this team, because preseason, don't underestimate the value of preseason. Sometimes you're right, it takes a while for players to develop. Robertson, like Nidhi Bhai mentioned, and Fabinho in the DM role. But I think if you get the players in early, then you have your options. And let's just hope Liverpool really go hard. And I think the way they started, we will.
Inshallah, let's hope that happens.
Inshallah.
Guys, 400 people still watching us. Just a reminder once again, please do like the stream and subscribe to us if you haven't done that yet, and subscribe to Born in Red. The link is in the title and even in the description. They are our friends. They see Liverpool content banate hain. So please unko bhi subscribe kariye. It would mean the world to us. Sign Rabiot as a free agent. देख एक चीज निधि ने आई थिंक राबियो को ना बोला है काफी टाइम्स, बट वी माइट नीड टू मेक अ बॉसमैन साइनिंग समवेयर इफ, बिकॉज जैसे निधि ने बहुत क्लियरली 135 दिखाया, वो शायद से अगर इफ वी डील वेल वो 120 हो जाएगा ज्यादा से ज्यादा, यू नो. बट वी माइट नीड टू मेक अ स्मार्ट साइनिंग. Don't get me wrong, Gapco and Nidhi has, by the way, Asim mentioned this a few times. We've signed the two big superstars of the World Cup, Gapco and McAllister, in around 70 odd million. So
Wow.
these are fucking smart signings, huh? But we need to just find a free signing somewhere, a bossman, where it gives us the liberty to spend. And one thing which has happened is four players have left, so our salary space has also been there. I'm seeing boys ki Thuram ka weekly pay is 12K per week. He gets paid 12K.
Wow.
12.
Wow.
So
Okay.
even if we quadruple it, it'll be what, 60 whatever, 60 जो भी होगा 68 हो जाएगा. The point is, these are the type of signings we have to make. Now, for example, if we get someone on a free, uski salary high ho sakti hai. We might pay 50 million for Thuram, but his wages will compensate on other things,
Yeah.
So, and this is what Michael Edwards was a fucking genius at. He just knew to get the right player at the right time. I don't know this Chacha who's come from Germany. I know he's funny, but I mean, let's be honest here. Asim, I've asked this question to Nidhi as well. Would Man United hire him? No. Arsenal? No. Chelsea, no. Barcelona, no. Bayern Munich, no. We have hired him because of his relationship with Jurgen Klopp. Let's just hope it works out. Sorry, 48 यार, और कम होगा, 16 नहीं होगा, 48 होगा, और कम होगा ना. मतलब
क्या
पब्लिक को बस मारनी है मेरी. सॉरी
नहीं,
यार,
हुआ
मेरा मैथ खराब है. 48 होगा,
हुआ
कम होगा.
हुआ क्या
But
हुआ क्या
yeah, sometimes dosti gets you places, doesn't it? So in the case of George, dosti has got him into a good position. But sometimes you never know, because he's a bit of a madman. He might go to the negotiation table, and Tehran might be valued at 60. He might say 10 million, and they might say yes. You never know. So he might go with stupid bids, and you never know. People might not take him seriously, but he'll be serious. But joking aside, I think Liverpool weren't expecting Julian Ward to go. We've got the investment. This investment, even though he's gone very, very quiet, I think Liverpool needed someone to come and oversee this process. And I think it came out today, Paul Joyce's article, that Julian Ward was the main instigator in this deal. But now the sort of handover period is complete. And let's see what he does. Yes, he is being brought in. There's a clear friendship there. But I don't know. Let's hope. The acid test is now, and we'll make our judgment in maybe 6-7 weeks' time. And let's hope he gets those smart deals through the door.
So I think it's fair to say that the signings are Julian Ward तो चलो उसने कर दिया ये, but all the other names that are being linked are because of Pep Linders and Jurgen Klopp. This guy is just there to get us over the line, no? Like his work is to sign the documents and make sure that everything happens. He's literally a part-time employee right now. Like,
Yes.
I mean, I really don't think he will come through the door and say, "Oh, listen, hi guys. So I have these players, Jurgen, Pep Linders. Let's sign them." They'll be like, "With all due respect, brother, you've just come in." So I don't know how that works. I hope it works out great for us. I'm little scared. All that I'm trying to say. I'm just little scared about.
and Asim bhai, there is one more thing, that whole situation where उसको 3 महीने का contract दिया है ना, we've given him a
Yes.
3-month deal. That is a little, मतलब पता नहीं, मतलब एक तरफ हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं रीबिल्ड की, राइट, और दूसरी तरफ हमने 3 महीने का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया. अब वो why have we done that? Is it because is there somebody else that we are looking at जो 3 महीने के बाद अवेलेबल हो जाएगा, या फिर we want to test him out कि इंटर्नशिप पे रखा है, परमानेंट बाद में करेंगे. तो मतलब वो जो स्ट्रैटेजी है ना, इट्स नॉट गिविंग मी अ लॉट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस. आई नो अभी ये चल रहा है तो ये तो ठीक है, बट दैट पार्ट नीड्स फिक्सिंग फास्ट. आई थिंक एक क्लियर डायरेक्शन वहां पे कि स्मार्टके अगर लॉन्ग टर्म डायरेक्टर रहने वाला है तो वो क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए. अगर उसको कोई और मॉन्ची है, देयर इज डिस्कशन अबाउट मॉन्ची छोड़ के जाएगा, उसको लेके आने, वो जो भी चल रहा है, तो वो करना है या नहीं करना है, उस पर क्लैरिटी बहुत जरूरी है. क्योंकि देख यार, द बेस्ट
he had retired. He was in retirement.
हाँ मतलब वो हाँ मतलब अब वो रिटायर हो चुका था, बियर पी रहा था, उसको हम लोग उठा के ले आए, राइट. एक चीज क्या होती है ना, देख हम लोग इंडियंस की एक आदत होती है कि दांत में हमको जब दर्द होता है ना, तो हम उसमें लौंग का तेल लगा लेंगे, ठीक है. हम लोग somebody will say clench really hard so that it doesn't pain, वो कर लेंगे, हम 2 बार ब्रश करेंगे. हम डॉक्टर के पास तब जाएंगे ना जब दर्द से रात भर नींद नहीं आ रही है, राइट. ये थोड़ा वो स्ट्रैटेजी, और फिर डॉक्टर बोलता है कि तुमको तो रूट कैनाल के लिए बहुत खर्चा करना पड़ेगा, राइट. और दर्द होगा वो अलग से, राइट. तो ये थोड़ा वो सिचुएशन मेरे को लग रहा है कि हमने थोड़ा सा वो सिचुएशन अपने लिए खड़ी कर ली है. उसमें यू डोंट वांट टू हैव डाउट्स, राइट. यू डोंट वांट टू हैव समवन जो तुमको पता है कि ठीक है अभी 3 महीने तो ठीक है, उसके बाद देखते हैं.
Nidhi bhai, is the 3-month filling, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a 3-month filling.
It's a temporary filling. You don't know how long is it going to last. So, मतलब I really hope there is clarity within the club, yeah.
But do you see the other side, where if he came in, Liverpool gave him a 2-year contract, he fucked up, and then there's alarm bells ringing. Okay, TK, you don't have the track record at working at a size of a club or Liverpool. TK, no problem. Come in and prove yourself. Do you see that sort of side, like a probation period? Let's see how good you are. Prove yourself, and we'll talk.
It's too big a role to have someone on probation.
Yeah, I agree. I
Like
agree. I was playing devil's
it's
advocate. Well,
it's like you only get a man like Sam Allardyce when shit hits the fan, and you give him a four game contract, and it's not done. Chalo, bye bye, Tata. Like we are not in that situation. I'm not anti this. I'm just saying that we should not be in a position where something aisa ho raha hai. I really hope it works out, because I genuinely think all the players that we'll sign now are going to be the brainchild of Julian Ward, Klopp, and Pep Linders. We can make memes about George Martke and put 50 Cent ke gaane behind and have a bit of fun with it. But
Yeah.
and I will do that as well, because listen, he's our man. I will back him, whatever. But uh, it's going to be interesting. These are interesting times when it comes to the players that we're going to sign. But if you had to name a centre back, Asim, who do you think is the guy that we'll go for? Is it Timber? Is it the guy from Wolfsburg,
Pavard,
uh,
or is it
Van der Beek,
Pavard
Van
from
der Ven.
Bayern?
I really like Sporting Lisbon's Inacio. I think he can play in a 4, he can play in a 3, and he's so cultured. He is so cultured. You know, someone like Daniel Agger of previous generations.
Wow.
How
Nice.
good would he be in this
You
system?
think he's that good?
He's got the potential. He's got the potential.
Agar is like love, yeah.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
is.
Agar.
He's very good on the ball. He's very good on the ball. But he's got that bite, and that's what I love about these sort of players. That tenacity. But just to sort of go back, I wanted to play devil's advocate again and just ask you boys. And when you were talking about Jurgen Klopp, Linders, Julian Ward, and George, how much do you think is it that we need someone like Julian Ward? Do we need someone like Michael
Yes.
Edwards now? That
Yes.
where we're moving away from the big data analytical side is where we're going towards where Jurgen Klopp. I'm not saying they totally ignore the data, but they are still they know how to talent ID and
I
talent.
think
They know what a good player is, and how much do you think it is due to the fact that there's a bit more control, a bit more involvement from Jurgen Klopp and Pep Linders? Because last couple of signings, Diaz, Gakpo, when they were playing rubbish, we used to see this one, and they started blaming him and the book. They started blaming it. Well, now, since especially Gakpo, this book hasn't been mentioned on Twitter or any social media platform, but because they go players. But how much do you think it is down to the fact that the coaching staff want a bit more involvement and control on signings?
first of all, Chris, thank you for becoming a member, bhai. Welcome to the family, Menace and the Monk. Yeah, Asim, the thing is, no, and मैं इसको purely ट्रेंड्स पे बेस कर रहा हूँ, हिस्टोरिकल ट्रेंड्स पे. क्लॉप का बेस्ट वर्क जो हमने देखा था, राइट, वो हमने जब डॉर्टमंड में देखा है या लिवरपूल में देखा है. ही इज ऑलवेज वर्कड वेरी वेल विद अ स्पोर्टिंग डायरेक्टर. आई थिंक नॉट टू से कि क्लॉप की टैलेंट आईडी खराब है or he can't do certain things or nothing like that, but there are people who work well with somebody, right, which is what I think. So I'm all for, see, it's always exciting to see कि अरे ये तो we didn't think of but इन्होंने ये कर दिया. That's exciting. That's a very exciting thought जो हम स्मार्ट के बारे में वही बात कर रहे हैं. But what I feel about that situation is कि अगर हम ये बोलें कि नहीं, we don't need a sporting director or we don't need someone as prominent as a Michael Edwards or something, we are delving into too many variables कि देखते हैं क्या होगा. वो I think बहुत ज्यादा हम कर रहे हैं कि sporting director में भी, signings में भी, और ट्रांसफर स्ट्रैटेजी में भी इतना सारा देखते हैं क्या होगा. आई एम नॉट अ बिग फैन ऑफ दैट.
Manas bhai?
I genuinely feel we need someone who is driving the transfers. I mean, I love Jurgen Klopp, but he can't play all the roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like simple as that. Like the signings that you mentioned, there are plenty of signings which the data driven team backed, and you could say Sadio Mane, Mo Salah. Jack Butland was apparently favored to sign as a goalkeeper, but the
Yeah.
data team said Allison should be the one we should go for. So I mean, there are plenty of
Yeah.
examples there as well.
Yeah.
And let Klopp do what he's good at. No,
Yeah, 100%.
matlab if he does too
Coaching the
much,
team. Yeah.
it'll be too stressful. Like one of the things which I didn't like this season was Klopp. आपने भी देखा रहेगा Sim, that he looked very snappy in his interviews. He was angry with what's not happening. When you see Trent as well, like start of the first part of the season, like disgusted, head down. When he came in the midfield, he's smiling, he's laughing. And I want to see that side of Klopp again, because now when I see a Klopp press conference, मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ, मेरे को लगता है कि अभी क्या बोलने वाला है. Like I'm thoda scared. Like
Yes.
like he said, who cares we'll play on Thursday night? Okay, I care. Okay, and that ऐसे comments ये season हमने देखे ज़्यादा. I'm not deluded to say that everything he says is picture perfect, and that's only because things are not going right. Things were not going right because Michael Edwards left. Julian Ward ने आते ही बोल दिया मैं जा रहा हूँ. There was no club doctor. We didn't know who's going to be a sporting director. It all contributes.
Even
So
our
I
data guy, even our data guy has left. Yeah.
Sorry?
So our data guy, the guy that we got, who's
Yes.
he's a
research,
rocket scientist.
research day.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Our head of research, he's also left. So मतलब that's the thing, right? Klopp सब कुछ नहीं कर सकता कि वो भी कर ले, टीम को भी मैनेज कर ले, क्योंकि यार there is a lot of work needed in this team. Like I know today is a day of very vibrant positivity, but let's not forget कि ये टीम में बहुत काम लगेगा भाई. That abhi there are a lot of new challenges for title, top 4, whatever you want to put as a target for next year, right? Yeah, thank God. Matlab Naby Keita, I'm like there are a few signings Asim bhai जिससे मैं ना genuinely disappoint हो गया हूँ. मतलब Naby Keita had so much potential, but just uh, it's यार देख मतलब कैसे बताओ, मतलब इट्स लाइक नाबी केटा को मतलब जब हमने साइन किया था तो व्हेन वी सेड कि भाई वी लेके आएंगे, एक माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का एक प्रोडक्ट था जून, ZUNE, राइट? इट वाज सपोज टू बी द आईपॉड किलर. आईपॉड के साथ माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ने रिलीज किया था और उसमें सारे फीचर्स थे, ये हो जाता था, वो हो जाता था, ब्लूटूथ ट्रांसफर हो रहा है क्योंकि एप्पल में उस टाइम पे ब्लूटूथ नहीं था, आईट्यून्स की जरूरत नहीं है, सब कुछ हो जा रहा है. साला उसका बैटरी बैकअप आधे घंटे का था. नाबी केटा वाज आवर जून. सब कुछ था पेपर पे, बट पता नहीं क्या था, मतलब वो कभी खेल ही नहीं पाता था.
100%.
A crying shame. Naby Keita's career at Liverpool was a crying shame. What could have been?
I really wish the guy the best of luck. I wish जहां पे भी जाए उसका करियर अच्छा हो.
When
But
Nidhi,
I'm glad he left, man.
Nidhi
I
bhai,
was sick and tired.
in a couple of months' time, what we're going to see is Naby Keita 30-yard screamers on Twitter next season.
I know.
That's what's gonna happen.
That's just our luck. That's just our luck. Like he'll go somewhere, and I don't mind that. I hope good यार, उसके लिए अच्छा है. But मैं थक गया था नाबी केटा का ड्रामा कि आ रहा है, फिट हो रहा है. यार the guy gets injured with an AC. Do you know this? The guy वो प्लेन में बैठा था, AC बहुत स्ट्रांग था, उसका शोल्डर स्टिफ हो गया. भाई तो क्या है, मतलब ऐसा कैसा हो सकता है? How is this possible?
Listen, I know Saudi has a lot of money, but I think even they will think twice. They'll be like, "Oh, is it worth it?" Is it? No, yeah, but I love Navi lad. Good luck to him. Good luck to him wherever he
It
goes.
was the expectation, it was the hope that killed you because
Yeah,
you knew
exactly.
you knew how good he could be. He wore the number 8 shirt. He was that midfielder, the box to box, the dynamic midfielder who breaks the lines, goes into the box, scores screamers. But उसने इतनी छुट्टी होएगी. I think I still, that shot in Paris, it's still in my head where it fell to him outside the box,
You've
and I
gone
said,
there.
please Nabi, if you're gonna give me one moment,
It was
give
outside
me
of the foot, right? He tried outside of the foot.
And छक्का मार दिया, छक्का मार दिया.
Cheka. It went out of the stadium, and the way his body is so finished, guys. Just like a similar way to Daniel Sturridge, he couldn't run. He couldn't run. Can you remember? He was skipping at times because his hamstrings were so gone. And it's the same case with Nabi. And joking aside, I know it's sort of tongue in cheek. We're thinking he might be scoring screamers. It's not going to happen, boys. It's not going to happen
Yeah.
because वो इतना खत्म हो गया that वो बेचारा that is just done, and he could only go on a free. He has to take a big pay cut now somewhere. He'll go back to Germany, and good luck in his retirement because it just didn't work out because it's a crying shame, like you said. And let's just focus on the future now because our next number 8 needs to hit the ground running, and hopefully
Yeah.
we will.
ताहिर, आप बहुत देर से पूछ रहे हो. आई रियली लाइक लूकस पकेटा यार. आई रियली लाइक लूकस पकेटा. आई थिंक बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर है. और जो भी क्लब अगर वेस्ट हैम में वो रहता है, या मतलब अगर मैं बोल रहा था अगर वेस्ट हैम रेलीगेट होती है तो ही इज वन ऑफ द प्लेयर्स दैट वी शुड लुक एट. बट अगर आप परफॉर्मेंसेस की बात करोगे, स्पेशली लास्ट सीजन, मैकलिस्टर ओवर पकेटा इज नॉट अ डिफिकल्ट चॉइस. बट पकेटा, आई रियली लाइक लूकस पकेटा. आई थिंक ही इज अ ग्रेट प्लेयर. भाई लोग,
And
एक
and हो जाए तो मजा आ जाए ना. मैकलिस्टर एंड पकेटा. उफ
हाँ
उफ उफ
हाँ
उफ.
एंड हो जाए तब तो खैर
First of
मतलब
all,
वही है.
एक ब्राजीलियन गया है, एक और आ जाए तो मजा आ जाए. Like, that
हाँ.
South. Now we have a really nice. We have 5 South Americans, right, in our team. Allison, Fabinho, McAllister, Diaz,
Yeah.
Nunes.
Nunes. Yeah. So yeah, 5 is a lot, huh? Fucking hell, 5 South Americans, huh? I hope
Imagine-
we. I hope we have that fight, Harampanti in our team. I really want
We
that.
need that. We need that bite.
We need that bite, like that Rob. I think Robo is the only one who has that in our team, who riles up. You guys remember उसे Pickford को धक्का दिया and then he's laughing on his face. Oof, I want more of that.
नहीं
With
नहीं,
the-
वो बिल्कुल चाहिए.
with the balance, Nidhi bhai, with the balance, because
हाँ, of course.
too many, फिर कोई चक मारसी, कोई हेडपुट मारसी.
नहीं वो तो
As long as you've got the fight in you, as long as you got the fight, but you're right, 100%. Because these guys, I think Arsene Wenger mentioned it sometimes because these guys come from modest working class backgrounds, and they've 10, 15,000 pound is a crazy jump to them. But they're not 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds on 200, 300 grand because they have modest backgrounds and they sort of climb the ladder in a slower
Yeah.
process, and they come and they have that fight because background and your upbringing has a big effect on your personality on and off the pitch, and it reflects in their play. And you're 100% right. The more South Americans that we bring, the more the merrier. Bring them all in. Bring them all in. And it's unlucky that we have this homegrown rule that we can't bring more.
I saw this meme. Sorry, Nidhi, I know you want. I saw this meme. Over the Nunes की photo थी. Nunes studying English over the summer, and then he arrives. Everyone is speaking in French now.
यार एक क्वेश्चन नॉन लिवरपूल मैं तुम लोग से पूछना चाहता हूँ. डेक्लन राइस, आई मीन इट कुड बी अ लिवरपूल क्वेश्चन आल्सो. अभी तो बोल दिया है डेविड गोल्ड हैज नॉट डेविड गोल्ड सॉरी हिज सन
Sullivan?
he's I think it was Sullivan or somebody. I think somebody. David Gold तो passed away. But some West Ham ने clearly बोल दिया कि डेक्लन राइस का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रिन्यू नहीं करेंगे. Asim, just as someone who watches the English league and probably seen Declan Rice play a couple of times or more than that,
Ji.
Do you think, right? See, personally, I don't think डेक्लन राइस खराब प्लेयर है. मुझे लगता है कि डेक्लन राइस एक अच्छा प्लेयर है, बट मेरे को ऐसा लगता है थोड़ा हाइप ज्यादा है, राइट? आई इफ यू लुक एट काइसेडो एंड देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ अदर प्लेयर्स, वो मेरे को ज्यादा पसंद है. ही इज ब्लडी लिंक्ड विद बायर्न म्यूनिख. ऑफ कोर्स वो तो मुझे मुश्किल ही लगता है, बट डू यू गेट दैट असीम? वो हाइप समझ आता है आपको?
Nidhi Bhai, it's English tax. It's all the hype. You know, Scott McTominay. Declan Rice is a lot better player than Scott McTominay. He's the first player just randomly just came in my head. But how many? Harry Maguire. Let's just stick with Man United. Let's just go through their players. But Van Bissaka for 50 million. You know, it is that hype that maybe is become.
McTominay, isn't McTominay Scottish?
Yes, he's got, but it's a British English hype. Call it what you want. But
Right.
because of this homegrown rule, it's become a bit of a tax now that you have to pay more for them. But we've seen it throughout the years. You know, the English hype or British hype is it just goes through the roof. And when they come to international tournaments, a substandard team keeps the ball better than England historically because they're technically better players. You see them play, they might win through the huff and puff and really dynamic play, launch it a few long balls. They might be the better team, but I know it's changing slowly now with technical players now and better formations and stuff like that. But you know, like the likes of Foden and Madison who are coming through as well with more technical players. But going to Declan Rice, and I've been having this conversation so many times. I've got friends who are Arsenal fans, I've got friends who are Chelsea fans and Liverpool fans as well. You know, about a year ago, I didn't think he's good enough for Liverpool Football Club because we used to play that 4-3-3, and I said, you know what, you need someone a lot more press resistant. And I didn't think Declan Rice is press resistant to where he can be pressed, he can drop a shoulder, and he can move. Is he that sort of player? But when I saw him a couple of times against Liverpool, I saw him against Manchester City. There is a difference. We have to caveat this that Declan Rice playing for a bigger club, we'll have to have a bit more responsibility in a lone six role, somewhere like Manchester City. But I think this sort of system where he's just there as the ball winner and then he can go and drive sometimes when he needs to be is a really good formation. Just imagine someone like Rice and Trent in this double pivot. I think you've got every quality. There is hype, no doubt about it. But if you take, and just to sort of sum up and conclude, if you said to me, take Rice for 80, 90 million, or take Kone and get Turam as well, then I'd go for the latter option all
Simple.
day. Because why? I don't want to pay 80, 90 million for Rice if it means we can get two players for the same price. I rate him, but I don't think he's worth that 80, 90 million. If he was, just why didn't we go for someone like Jude Bellingham then? Just pay extra 10, 15 million, go for someone that's got a higher ceiling. Is he worth 80, 90 million? I don't think so. But you're going to get it, Nidhi Bhai. Every single English signing, you have to pay 20, 25 million more.
या सो जेसन, देखो पहली बात तो ये कि मैंने कितना देखा है उसका, आई मीन इट्स एन ओपिनियन, राइट?
Yeah.
यू कांट कम हियर एंड से कि नहीं ही इज गुड, बस मैंने बोल दिया तो बोल दिया. इट्स एन ओपिनियन, राइट?
course.
लॉट ऑफ पीपल लाइक आपके फेवरेट प्लेयर को बहुत लोग बोलते होंगे कि बकवास है. तो it's a game of opinions, and somebody was saying कि they are different profiles, they are playing different profiles right now. मेरे को काइसेडो में अडेप्टेबिलिटी ज्यादा दिखती है, तो वो बात है.
Me and Nidhi have had a conversation about Declan Rice quite a lot. I to think Declan Rice is world class.
You
I'm of
don't.
that opinion. I think he's world class.
Wow.
I think he can play in any team. That is just my opinion. Just it's a game of opinions. I think,
Of course.
Of course.
and he has shown leadership beyond maturity. For
that
me,
he has. Yes, that I agree.
We need
leadership beyond his age. Sorry, beyond
Yes.
his age. Yeah, sorry. Like to win that trophy with West Ham. Sure, he is just made sure that his team survives, but you need that. I mean, he at such a young age he's done that for West Ham. Uh, I think
Maybe,
he
but
can. I think he's press resistant. I think he can be box to box. I
yeah,
think he's very good when it comes to passing. He intercepts. He reads the game really well. I think if you put him in a great team with very good players, just okay,
Arsenal
just hear me
seems
out.
like him.
If Pep Guardiola
Arsenal
can
seems like
sign,
him.
if Pep Guardiola can sign Calvin Phillips,
hmm.
you bet your ass. I think he can play in a Manchester City team as well. Declan Rice can. I think Pep would even take him. I'm not saying right now,
हाँ
Yeah.
but I think he's way better than Calvin Phillips. I know roles थोड़े अलग हो सकते हैं, but I feel Declan Rice can play in any team. मेरे हिसाब से वो world class है.
But
And
Manas
he's
bhai,
got
can you be world class without proving it on a week to week basis in the Champions League?
he has he has he has with his club, he has with England to carry that England team into deep into tournaments. I think he has. I feel he has. World class doesn't mean that, oh, he's the next Luka Modric or next
Yeah.
Makelele. But what world class means that a player who's playing at the highest level is fucking good. He's world class.
Yes.
And
I understand.
I'm not saying that Declan Rice is a world beater. He's world class. I think he can play in a very good team, and that's where I am. I could be totally wrong 2 3 years from now, and this might be clipped later on. जैसे Harry Maguire के लिए लोग बोलते थे, this might be clipped. But I think Declan Rice, he has everything. 70
The good
million, yeah, 80
the good
million.
part is कि बहुत young है, तो you can मतलब हाँ वो that's an interesting thought कि जैसे मान लो उसको ओडेगार्ड के बगल में डाल दिया, उसको you give him साका as a runner क्योंकि आर्सेनल से सबसे ज्यादा लिंक है, तो वो सिस्टम में वो क्या करेगा, that is interesting to see. But yeah, that's मतलब I just feel कि मतलब the price that is being quoted वो उसमें and it's like प्राइस की बात तो हमने बहुत बार की है यार कि किसी भी प्लेयर का प्राइस इज बेसिकली द बाइंग टीम वो कितना डेस्परेट और सेलिंग टीम को कितनी गरज है, मतलब इफ दे डोंट वांट टू सेल दे डोंट वांट टू सेल, राइट? सो देन हेंस द सेड प्लेयर विल बी एक्सपेंसिव. तो प्राइस की तो बात मैं नहीं करूंगा, बट आई जस्ट फील दैट डेक्लन राइस is an interesting name. Again, great player. I'm not saying he's a bad player, जैसे मैंने पहले भी बोला. But I'd just like to see a little bit more. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see where he goes. I'm genuinely am.
I think
Because
Arsenal. I think Arsenal.
I think he will ball at Arsenal, yaar. Like, I think he'll be a really good signing for Arsenal. Xhaka ja raha hai, he'll be an upgrade on Xhaka. Anyway, guys, we'll end it in the next 5 odd minutes. Guys, once more, almost 380 people are watching. Please do like the stream, subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and humble request, please do subscribe to Born Red. Asim Bhai is from Born Red. They are a team of 3. I have seen quite often. I think a team of 3, if I'm not wrong, Asim.
Yes.
Sajad और आपको तो देखा है.
Avi doesn't let anyone else in. Well, Manas Bhai and Nidhi Bhai, you've been very, very welcoming, and it's only right for me. And I know I'm on your channel, but I will give you guys Davat,
Dawat.
yes,
Dawat.
Dawat, an invitation to Born and Red. You guys have to come on our channel, and
We
you
will.
have a deadline of 2 weeks. Is that enough for you?
कभी भी
Done,
मैं
done.
next week कभी भी.
Anytime. So it's only right. You guys have been so welcoming, and thank you very much for giving us so many shout outs throughout the show. And you guys are absolutely smashing it, and I love your work. And believe it or not, I do watch you guys a lot. And inshallah, whenever you come to UK, we will be very privileged to host you in our homes as well, inshallah.
That will be absolutely amazing. That's very, very kind and sweet of you. Before we let you go to Anfield for every game, if I'm not wrong. आप बता सकते हो आप कहाँ बैठते हो?
I knew you were going to
Because I get the feeling, are you like right above where the players go inside the tunnel? Do you sit there?
Yes,
stand.
I love the main stand. I love the main stand. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably realize I like the tactical side of the game.
Yeah.
And that is it's the FIFA view, I call it. Like you're on top of the pitch, row 16, row 17, and we're in the business of YouTube, boys. that where you can get all your TikTok videos, your little Instagram reels. So it is the perfect view, and I just love that. Gene he always likes the roller. He loves the roller. He is in the cop, and I used to sit in the cop, but now I think we get best of both worlds. He doesn't like sitting in the main stand. Main stand is all families having a few chocolate brownies, sharing it amongst them. But that's why he goes to the roller. But when it's the big games, you get the atmosphere.
The
Sorry.
cop, the cop is the mosh pit.
So I like sitting there because I get a better view of the game. I start taking few pictures, and when I do my tactical threads, and I really like that because it gives you, the pictures straight away rather than looking for them over. Because Avi was telling me there's some American channel that they give you the bird's eye view as well. Boy, I would absolutely love that. I don't know which channel it is. Maybe it's Paramount or something. I don't know. But I'm not registered to them. We don't get that stream. But as Avi says, Asim sits next to Klopp. But we may make better substitutions next season if that was the case.
You never know, never know. Maybe you will be the successor to Schmatke. You never know. Like you might be the person who signs all our players. But Asim bhai, thank you so much.
Last question, boys.
Yeah.
मानस तेरे से पहले पूछूंगा.
निधि तेज करो हमारी रोटी ठंडी होने भी please.
हाँ, last question. Harry Kane's next club.
Manis is thinking. Do you want me to go?
Yes.
If he's got a winning mentality, he will go to Real Madrid. If he's a loser, and I don't believe this, I want to beat Alan Shearer's record. Go win a trophy. If you got the opportunity, if Daniel Levy is letting you go, then go win a trophy and go play at the highest level and show some ambition. And I know we like this, the players should show loyalty to their clubs and this and that. Let's be honest, it works both ways. When you're 28, 29, 30, the clubs want to get rid of you if they get a decent offer. But he has shown enough loyalty to Tottenham. Go get that 2, 3, 4 years because of this. He can play the Bobby Firmino role. He's been playing it for a couple of seasons. So if you've got a winning mentality, go play for Real Madrid. I think I'm going to make a prediction because you asked.
Yeah.
I think he'll stay.
Wow. Manas?
Yeah, I think Manchester United.
Ooh.
I think so as well.
I think ये कतार की bid accept हो जाएगी, and we are going to see the बारिश of money being spent at Manchester United. मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है. ये कतार की bid अगर accept हो गई तो तू समझ ले क्या होने वाला है. Then it's going to be a barrage of signings, भाई लोग. मतलब it's going to be it'll be uncomfortable for us to watch across कि what the hell is happening. Yeah, this is just in the spur of the moment I've made the decision. And I'm sure in the spur of the moment Harry Kane क्या करेगा किसी को पता.
Nice wordplay.
Thank you. That's why I'm paid the big bucks. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. यार like कर दीजिए stream. Once more shout out to Born Red. Please उनको subscribe करिए. Sim, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. हमने आपकी दावत accept की है. आप जब भी बुलाएंगे हम आएंगे जरूर.
बहुत शुक्रिया boys. बहुत शुक्रिया. Keep smashing it. And this is the start of the BNR and Menisa Monk relationship. And inshallah, long may it continue.
Hopefully it continues. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please take care, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys, with another video. Take care. Bye
bye. Let's have some Big Macs together, man. Come on.
I'm on a diet.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much.